Hare Krishna. My humble obeisances to all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Today is going to be the first interview among the interview sessions of ISKCON Community Life. So we are going to have an interview with Her Grace Yasomati Mataji, the disciple of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Yasomati Mataji was an organizer of Kirtan Mela, Mayapur Kirtan Mela till 2017, and she got her Brahmin initiation even before her marriage. So let's start our interview with her. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
I wasn't really interested in anything. I thought that life didn't have much of a purpose. You study, you get a degree, you get a job, a husband, some children, a pet, a car, a house, then you die. So I thought there must be something else, because I find nothing enlivening about life the way it is. So there must be something after life, because I see nothing in life. But that said, I wasn't saying that the answer would be in spirituality. Or if Srila Prabhupada would ask me to marry him, would I be able to say yes? And for me, it was like...
Hare Krishna. I am Trikaya, and today we are going to have an interview with Yasomati Mataji. She is a very senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada, and she has raised 4 children in Krishna Consciousness, and she is also the organizer of Kirtan Mela. I love Kirtans, and that is my favorite. And so here we welcome her. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Just a little correction. I no longer am involved with Kirtan Mela since 2017. But from 2012 to 2017, I was very much so involved.
Okay. So my first question is that what inspired you to become Krishna conscious?
Well, it was somewhat coincidental or by the will of the Lord. I was attending school. I was in Catholic school, high school, last year of high school, and we were doing a comparative study of different religions. Just to give you a bit of background, I wasn't really interested in anything. I thought that life didn't have much of a purpose. You study, you get a degree, you get a job, a husband, some children, a pet, a car, a house, then you die. So I thought there must be something else, because I find nothing enlivening about life the way it is. So there must be something after life, because I see nothing in life. But that said, I wasn't saying that the answer would be in spirituality or in religion or anything, although I was attending Catholic school. But somehow I didn't see it there at all. Catholicism was presented more as a set of rules and behavior and conduct, and there was not so much depth in their presentations. So when we were given this assignment to do comparative study of religion, because of my total lack of interest in education, in anything else, I just thought, okay, let me see, we're dividing the class into groups. Okay, these 4 girls there, they study well and they do a lot of work. If I join them, I just have to put my name at the bottom and I will get the same marks as they do without having to do any work. So I joined this group of girls, and their topics was already set, and their topics was to study Hatha Yoga, Zen Buddhism, and the Hare Krishnas. So my intention all along was to not really get involved but to just maybe at the end they tell me what to say and I can stand in front of the class and make presentation, because even back then I wasn't shy of public speaking. Still, I'm not shy of public speaking as long as I know what I'm supposed to say or have to talk about. So they went by themselves the first weekend, and then they told me, no, I think you have to come with us, because we ran out of questions. Everything they were saying, it just, because see, they were trying to see what's wrong with it, not what's right with it. So they went to the temple, and if they found everything right about it, so they wanted me to come to be somebody who could defy them. So I agreed, and I went with them to the temple. We also went to the Zen Buddhism ashram, which was a stark contrast. The Zen Buddhism ashram, respect to Buddha was minimal, just a bit of it. And that was it. And then we interviewed the man in charge of this ashram, and we found out that, well, he was unemployed, which, okay, no problem. But he was maintained by his wife, and his wife was an exotic dancer in a nightclub. And to me, that just somehow didn't seem like, okay, when we didn't get anything out of this Zen Buddhism ashram. We didn't get any depth, any spirituality. There was nothing there. And at the Hare Krishna temple, well, we had so many questions, most of them probably quite shallow and not so important. One devotee took care of us and answered everything we asked. Then at one point, he told me, listen, I've not been here very long. Of course, see, he put things in perspective. The GBC was a devotee for 2.5 years. The temple president was a devotee for 2 years. So this new devotee, shaved up, wearing saffron, had been in the temple for 2 weeks. That's when he became a vegetarian. That's when he entered the temple. That's when he started his life as a devotee. So he said, I don't know all the answers to your questions, but I can tell you one thing. There is something special about this mantra. If you start chanting this mantra, then all your answers will be revealed to you. So at the time I'm 16, let's see. Maybe you're close to 16. How old are you? So I was 16, and maybe you're not like that, but I was very rebellious and arrogant and proud. You don't look like you're like that. You look like you're quite submissive, but there's that demon inside that lets you be like that sometimes. So I said, oh, is this a challenge? Then I will take up your challenge. I will start chanting and I will prove you wrong. So I went to the craft store because we didn't have beads from India. We had to go to a craft store and we bought wooden beads and we strung them ourselves. So I bought my beads and I strung them and I started chanting. And I lost my bet. I lost my challenge. I'm still chanting so easy. So that's how basically I came. It wasn't that I was looking for it, but I didn't know I was looking for it. So, yeah. In search of knowledge, yes, I was. Inquisitive, I was. But I had no idea I would be finding it there. So then it was just a circumstantial or Krishna's mercy.
Okay. So, is it like predestined, or you wanted that? That is why it came to you.
No, I wanted to die. I saw nothing in life. So I wasn't looking for how am I going to get my life straight, or I should do something spiritual. No, I just thought there's nothing in life. Let me die. So predestined. I don't know if I was chanting in previous lives. I don't know what was Srila Prabhupada's method for choosing us. I don't know how it happened. Out of this group of 4 girls and 1 boy, 4 of us started chanting. 2 of us took initiation. I'm the only one still around. The 2 that started chanting didn't chant after that school year. I think that was it. The one who took initiation, she chanted for a long time. Then due to bad association, she became very bitter to the movement. And somehow I survived. So I'm still here.
Okay. That is really good, like very inspiring. Because today we are trying to find those things, and when we get it, we feel like, yes, we can be happy still. Like with devotees, if we come here, we feel alive. And when we'll go there, okay, we have to do it.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah, that's how it comes. After a while, it just becomes like, well, there's nothing else. There's nothing else worth doing. So, but at first, I didn't know. It's like you don't know what you don't know.
Okay. So, my next question is, how practicing Krishna consciousness changed your life?
Well, it was black and white, complete change. Complete change. From, I don't even know the thing. I don't even want to tell you the things I was doing, but basically there was no godliness in my life. And then all of a sudden I wanted to learn how to do everything for Krishna. So it's black and white. Externally, there were many changes also. I started wearing my hair tied back because Prabhupada was fond of us not having loose hair. I had a lot of very long hair. I would sit on it. So I started tying my hair back, and I stopped wearing jeans and T-shirts. I started wearing long skirts or dresses to school. No, so externally that was there. Vegetarianism, well, that was actually very easy because already I didn't think it made any sense that we would kill animals to eat. But nobody had ever told me that it didn't make any sense. Just I was looking for a reason to give up eating meat. I was looking for someone to tell me that it's not right. I didn't like doing it. Actually, even before that, at the age of 4 and 5, my mother would even 3, or when she still makes up your plate and prepares to feed you. I had younger sisters too, so must have been starting maybe from, I don't know from when, but anyway, she would very finely cut pieces of meat inside my potatoes, because otherwise I would gag. I would reject it. I didn't want it. I didn't like it. I never wanted to eat meat. Then when I found out that meat was actually dead animals, then I thought, this is not right. Oh, maybe just this time it's already killed, it's already on my plate. This was the consciousness. So basically, I was looking for a reason to completely give it up. So when the devotees told me about not eating meat, then it was like, yeah, of course. Then I had a reason. Of course, not that easy when your family, everyone eats meat. So at first it just, you just eat the vegetables. I would often do the cooking anyway. So I just would eat the vegetable and skip the meat. And, like that. And gradually I stopped getting involved in cooking the meat. Actually, I say gradually would happen really fast.
I have a similar question. If I say personally, in my college, my teacher was teaching everyone, and she gave a class for about 1.5 hours about we should eat meat. And after that,
Where did she get her data? It must have taken her years to discover that.
she also said that we should eat meat, and then after the class my friends went to eat octopus. So what you want to share so that they can understand, because they are misled by those teachers?
They're not looking at recent data. They're looking at data from the 50s and the 60s. Not ancient, but just that period of evil influences that made people commercialize the raising of animals for meat. Okay, if you're Eskimo living in the North Pole and you cannot grow vegetables except for maybe 1 month, and no vegetables grow that quickly practically. So then they eat fish. And they eat the occasional maybe buffalo, or they'll eat meat. But then it's a matter of survival. There's nothing else there. And it's actually a very low birth to be born in these kind of circumstances. But when you live in a place where you can grow maybe 11 months out of the year, unless it's flooding, and even then, there's still potatoes from the recent harvest. There's always vegetables and rice and dals. I mean, you're living in such an opulent country. Why do you have to kill others just to maintain your body? It makes no sense. It's just common sense. And then if you look at our anatomy is we have a very long intestine, right, Mataji? So a long intestine you will not find in carnivores, because the meat putrefies and while it's still in the gut, and it's not healthy. We have a long intestine because there's still nutrients to be taken out of vegetables as digestion goes on, and that's why it's there, and then it becomes absorbed. But meat becomes toxic. Those are just, more recent research in what they're looking at. I mean, unless they've come up with some research regarding eating cockroaches and crickets. I don't know. I don't know the research on cockroaches.
Okay. So what was your conception of death before and after coming into consciousness?
Well, I always felt that death was a new beginning, because as I said, so death. I always thought that there must be something else. I thought of a new beginning, although no one had ever told me about reincarnation, or that it could be a new beginning again and again, and again and again and again and again. That I didn't know, so I guess that's a big difference. What is death now to me? It's just really, this body is starting to not work as well as it used to. So when you have a car that you're getting repaired all the time, and the repairs are more costly than everything else, then you just, okay, let's get rid of this car, let's get a new one. So that's what death is. This body is no longer functioning properly. Let me get another one. And hopefully then the next body is either more conducive to the development of Krishna consciousness, or by some special mercy, maybe the next birth can be one of direct service to Krishna. Either way, all you can do right now is your best, chant the best you can, serve Guru the best you can. And when this body is finished, then you get another model. it's finished. That's all.
So our desire is important, like what we want, like
Yeah, of course. Like if you're convinced that you need to enjoy material life, and then you'll be given a body that's suitable for that. But Krishna's a trickster, right? So watch out how you desire things. If you desire the examples given in Shastra are like if someone is desirous to have unlimited sex, then he can easily beget the body of a pigeon or a pig. A pig will interact sexually with his own daughter, and no other pig has any problem with it. And the pigeons, if you sit in the park and watch the pigeons, they're constantly copulating. So if this is your goal in life, to have a lot of sex life, then the human body is not as suitable. Better you be a pigeon. So in this way, your desires are a little bit interpreted. Oh, you want lots of sex? Well, it could be a pigeon or even a monkey or a dog. Actually, even dogs are quite regulated. They only have sex life for procreation, basically. So in this way, yeah, your desires matter. If you want to eat anything just because it tastes good, then also big body is very good. If you want to walk around naked, well, the trees are naked day and night under the weather, sunshine or rain. It can be a tree. This is all described in Bhagavad Gita. Actually, a picture about it.
so. Would you like to share any memory with Prabhupada?
Yeah, people always think that us who joined in the early years. I joined quite early, 1971 is when I joined Prabhupada. But already then, there was only a few that were very close, for close association, like physical association. I saw Prabhupada a handful of times, and he spoke to me when I took initiation. That's it. So basically, my relationship with Srila Prabhupada is based on the senior devotees' dealings with him and my observing that. And of course, these few words we exchanged at one time, and all his instructions in his books. So, except for the few words he told me, which is really few, like, thank you very much. Your name is Yasomati, Mother of Krishna. So what is that then? 11 words? That was it.
That was too important for you, no?
Yeah, it is, but more important is reading his books. More important is, if I go do a preaching program and I first offer my respects to Prabhupada, and then I sit down to preach, and he comes with me and he tells me what to say. So that's completely in absence. And that's 50 years later? And that's available to all of you, because that connection is through his books. So it's not like we're a special breed. Okay, we saw Prabhupada in the early days, but not to completely dismiss it, but the opportunity to have a close relationship with Srila Prabhupada is there because of his writing. He is in his writing.
So how, we will talk about a marriage. So how was your life before marriage, and what challenges you faced after marriage, and how you overcame those challenges?
Actually, that almost held me back from joining. Well, no, I embraced Srila Prabhupada as my guru from practically 2 weeks after I met the devotees, as soon as I started chanting. But I couldn't, I always thought, I was only 16, so there was no question of me moving in the temple, and there was no such thing as taking initiation when you live outside the temple in those years. So really, it was not a possibility, but still, running in my mind was, if Srila Prabhupada asks me to marry this brahmachari, a special brahmachari whose picture I still have in my mind, who was a bit ugly, his teeth forward, hunchback. He always let his hair grow longer than the others. He was never fresh shaven. And he always would smile at me and my friends and want to talk to us and answer our question. And we felt that there was something that was not pure about his intentions. We felt, yeah. So I would tell myself, if Srila Prabhupada would ask me to marry him, would I be able to say yes? And for me, it was like a surrender. Like, what would am I able to really give my life to Prabhupada? If he tells me this, can I do it? Giving up meat, no problem. Giving up intoxication, no problem. Gambling, sex life, no problem. But if he tells me to marry him, can I do it? And at first I thought, no way, this is where I draw the line. And then about a year later, almost a year later, about a year later, then I had the same talk with my mind. At the time, my parents were getting really tired of me with my not wanting to eat meat and not wanting to dress like everybody else my age, and just my ways. And they were always restricting me from going to the temple. I would make arrangements with my brother. Okay, you're going out. Okay, let me meet you afterwards at such and such a place, and then we'll go home together. So it was becoming really terrible. And when they said, okay, from next week you're going to have to eat meat again. So when they said that, then I asked the temple president. Oh no, I was talking about my resolve about marriage. So I asked myself, if Srila Prabhupada was to ask me to marry that brahmachari, could I do it? And I said, actually, if Srila Prabhupada wanted me to, I would. For some reason, if he wants me to, I will do it. So I knew I was ready then to move into the temple. Then the restrictions were about to become more severe, and that's when I ran away from home, 4,500 miles away to the temple in Vancouver, and lived there as a brahmacharini. And now, 3 years later, 2 years later, my marriage was arranged. It wasn't the first time, after 1 year or so, then every month or every second month, the temple president would call me in. Oh, we're thinking maybe you should, and I knew the talk, and every time I would say, Lord Jagannath is my husband, he is my everything. I was head pujari. So